Message Monday, and today we are focusing on what it is that you specifically, based on whatever number you choose, can do to help you to open and develop your intuition. So I'm using a deck today by Pam Grout and Colette Baron-Reed. It's the Oracle of E. And I find that this card deck really helps to put us in tune with energy and subtle energy. So without further ado, go ahead and pick 1, 2, or 3. And while I shuffle, I am going to tell you and share that if this is something that interests you, on February 10th, that's a Monday at 1 p.m. Central Time, so it's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, I am going to be doing an intensive on how to connect deeper. It's the ABCs of angelic communication. It's going to be an intensive that will help you to develop further. So the link is below if you'd like to sign up. So here we go, 1, 2, or 3. So if you're choosing 1, you get the card right side up. So here's the deal with this card. If you're choosing number 1, the very first thing that you're going to want to address in terms of opening your intuition and connecting with spirit, your guides, your angels, is to increase your frequency. That's what this card really reminds me of. So that goes into what you're putting into your body, what is around you, how's the feng shui of your space. If you haven't watched my masterclass series on the earth aspect, you can go ahead and tune into that. You can sign up. I'll actually put it down below so that you have it, but you can also sign up on the Get Started button on my webpage, jeannicole.net. This is really important. Oftentimes people ask me, I want to connect to my angels, my guides, but I don't hear my angels, or I don't hear spirit, or I don't see, or I don't know. Well, increase your frequency. That is huge, huge, huge. You can start by simply shifting your perspective and looking at the world as a really happier place, as a happy place. So that's if you're choosing number 1. That is the very first step that you're going to want to take. And again, that masterclass series gives you a ton of tips. If you're choosing number 2, the card that you get is over your shoulder. So if you're choosing number 2, this is the 10th card today. I'm being drawn to say, pay attention to your verbal intuition. So there is something, and I will share this on the 10th, there is something that I use that's an energetic gate, and I place it at the back of the neck. If you're choosing this position, my guess is that you have some verbal sensitivity. So you can use some things like music to connect to spirit. You could use sound to connect to spirit. You also, right now, may want to consider binaural beats. So you could actually Google that. Binaural beats, lots of different things will come up. And I am getting to go about like the 400 to 500 range for you if you're choosing this position. Finally, if you are an essential oil user, put some essential oils on the back of your neck. I really love Valor for ensuring that vulnerabilities are kept away. So if you are verbally sensitive, it's the most verbal sensitivity. So I love using essential oils at the back of the neck, which is where the silver cord goes up and connects us to spirit. And then finally, if you're choosing number 3, ooh, brand spanking new. I'm not saying that you are brand spanking new at this work. What this is really inferring for me when I tune into this is to develop something that's new. So perhaps to lean into something that you don't know about yet. So maybe that's going to be pendulum work or using a dowsing rod. Maybe that's going to be muscle testing. Maybe that's going to be not using tools. What is something that you haven't tried? I especially would encourage you to consider channeling. I really love this book. It's by Sanaya Roman and Dwayne Packer. It's Opening to Channel How to Connect with Your Guide. Really, really awesome book. Let's just open a page to see what it comes to. It comes to, questions of universal nature. Is it possible to live with real joy? What is real joy? How might people distinguish true joy from the illusion of joy? Is there a difference between the joy of the higher self and the joy of the personality? Is it possible to have both? So lean into And if that really resonated for you, that's really important too. You want to be in a joyful place. That goes back to position 1. You got to have high frequency if you want to do this stuff. But this is a really cool book. If you're choosing position 3, you might want to consider some channeling. So that is all for today. I hope that this has resonated with you. Curious to know what you chose. I always love to hear. And maybe I will see you on the 10th. It's always so much fun to do intensives with you. Big love and have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.